It's time for another once every 2-week news roundup into everything Tesla. And today we've got everything from the weight of the new Tesla Model Y with 4680 form factor cells through to Tesla's applying for funding to open up the supercharger network to non-Tesla drivers, and the curious case of someone who purchased a Tesla used only to then have Tesla restrict their car's range via an over-the-air software update due to a battery swap a service centre performed before the current customer even owned the car. But don't worry, I'm not gonna leave you drained. It's been another busy 2 weeks in the world of everything Tesla, and of course I have to start today with a little hat tip to the quarterly earnings reported last week. While we covered the full details in our Saturday News Roundup show, it's worth noting that in the past week, Tesla's share price has rallied quite significantly, gaining significant value since the earnings were made public. Given that Tesla suffered a particularly rough spring, losing nearly half of its value in roughly 7 weeks between the start of April and the end of June, last week's news was exactly what the company needed. It's good news for Tesla fans and bad news for Tesla shorts, who had previously been amassing quite a position over the last few months as Tesla's stock fell. Over the past few years, Tesla CEO Elon Musk has grown increasingly weary with Wall Street analysts and institutional investors and their questions, which has meant that Tesla has started to rely more on Say, an online investor communications portal to allow retail investors to submit and vote on questions they want answered during shareholder meetings and earnings calls. This week, Tesla confirmed it's launching its own shareholder platform that will leverage both Say and Plaid investor communications to give retail investors, not institutional investors, the upper hand. Shareholders will have to authenticate their stock holding through one of the two platforms to take part, or they can also choose to manually verify if they live outside the US. Then they will be given access to Tesla's filings, be able to submit questions and vote during earnings calls, and participate remotely in Tesla's shareholder events. Tesla says it will release more information on the new platform shortly, but given how little Elon Musk likes Wall Street, this feels like a way to try and minimize the impact it has on how Tesla is run. For any company building out EV charging infrastructure in Europe or North America, there's a significant amount of money to be snapped up courtesy of EV infrastructure programs operated by various governments, both local and national. The US is no exception, with the White House setting aside a significant amount of money to help expand EV charging infrastructure across the country. And, according to the Wall Street Journal, Tesla is now applying for some of those funds. Citing regulatory filings and other documents, the paper says that Tesla is looking for funding from both the US federal government and US state programs to help it convert and/or expand some of its supercharger sites to be compatible with non-Tesla EVs. Federal funding for EV charging will not be released until the end of the year, but that doesn't mean Tesla is just going to sit around waiting for the funding, and we think it's going to be successful in getting funds from state governments in the meantime, so watch this space. Tesla independent specialist Jason Hughes shared a story this week on Twitter that made us shake our heads just a little, and it was to do with a customer's 2013 Tesla Model S. Having started its life with a 60 kilowatt-hour battery pack, the car in question had a battery replacement under warranty many years ago, and because Tesla didn't have a 60 kilowatt-hour pack in stock at the time, a 90 kilowatt-hour battery pack was put in instead. But instead of software limiting it, as was the practice when a smaller capacity pack wasn't available, the car was sent out to the customer with an effective battery upgrade, which has stayed in place through many years and 2 further owners. Fast forward to the current owner, Jason's customer, who went to a Tesla service center to get an upgraded MCU2 fitted in order to be able to benefit from continued connectivity. Early cars are fitted with 3G communications, and as I'm sure you know, 3G networks are pretty much dead now. After the upgrade was completed, the owner was called by Tesla to say that there was a mistake noticed with their car, and Tesla had implemented a software fix, which was essentially the restriction on the battery pack, defaulting the car back to a usable 60 kilowatt hours. Tesla told the customer at the time that they could de-restrict the car for $4,500 to open up that extra capacity, which is frankly a bit steep for a 9-year-old car that has been operating for years with the larger capacity capabilities due to an error that Tesla made. But just before filming, we heard that this particular owner has been contacted by Tesla, and Tesla say they will be taken care of in the right way. But honestly, this feels really bad that Tesla was willing to hold the customer's range ransom due to an error its service technicians made several years ago, rather than an error the owner or owners made. But what do you think? The massive hydraulic presses that Tesla now uses to make single-piece components for Model Ys are not only an impressive feat of engineering, but also quite the sight to behold. And this week, Tesla released more footage of one of those automated die-casting machines in action. A robotic arm can be seen lifting a still-smoking Tesla Model Y rear assembly out of the press, readying the machine for another blank to be inserted. Making parts in this way not only produces less waste and cuts down assembly time, but it also reduces the number of welding and assembly robots Tesla needs on its production lines. At the same time, the single cast pieces are easier and quicker to assemble into completed cars, and they're supposedly stronger too. Tesla has already hinted that it's going to be looking to get an even larger hydraulic die casting machine to help it build parts for the Tesla Cybertruck, and we're already seeing other automakers following suit. Talking of the Tesla Model Y, it's long been expected by those in the auto industry that Tesla's Texas-built Model Y, which uses components made in those massive die-cast machines and are fitted with structural 4680 form factor battery packs, would be considerably lighter than Tesla Model Ys made at other Tesla facilities, where they're still assembled with more discrete components and 2170 form factor battery cells. But as Ryan and the team at the Kilowatts discovered this week, the current weight difference between a Model Y dual motor standard range made at Giga Austin in Texas and a Tesla Model Y dual motor long range made in Fremont, California is about 20 pounds, or 9 kilograms, lighter. While the two cars aren't identical in terms of specs, the Fremont-made one has a much larger range per charge than the Texas one, it's certainly an interesting discovery given how much lighter we'd all expected the Texas-made 4680 form factor Model Ys to be. It's well known that Elon Musk and the SEC do not see eye to eye, and it feels like an eternity since Elon Musk's going private at 420 funding secured tweet started what would turn into a multi-year war between the two. This week, we learned that Musk's Twitter stream, still as meme-filled as it ever was recently under investigation by the SEC, with Tesla disclosing in official filings that it was the subject of 2 subpoenas issued by the SEC, one in November last year and one in June this, quote, seeking information on our government's process around compliance with the SEC settlement, end quote. It does look as if the SEC is trying to figure out if Tesla is keeping its end of the original bargain and actively policing Elon Musk's Twitter stream to prevent him from tweeting things that could have a material impact on Tesla's stock value. But that's something I honestly doubt, given some of the things he's been saying recently. I guess, though, we won't know until the SEC officially confirms what it was after. We'll keep you posted. As I'm sure we all know, Tesla recently moved its headquarters to Austin, Texas, as part of Elon Musk's decision to exit the state of California as much as possible. At that time, Elon Musk had said that the reasons for leaving California revolved around the state becoming too focused on overregulation and the quote-unquote woke mind virus. And since then, Elon Musk has become quite the Texan, with Governor Greg Abbott telling reporters that Elon Musk, quote, constantly tells me that he likes the social policies in the state of Texas, unquote, and Elon Musk declining to comment on recent reproductive and LGBTQ plus rights issues within the state, despite Tesla having some pro-policies surrounding both. Musk wore a 10-gallon hat at the Giga Austin opening event, and now, apparently, Tesla has trademarked the term CyberRoundup, complete with the outline of Texas as part of the CyberRoundup's official logo. According to the filing with the US Trademarks and Patents Office, the term will be used in advertising, business management, business administrations, and other functions. And it's being used in the announcement for Tesla's upcoming shareholder meeting. It's gonna get a rebranding, apparently. As usual, we're going to finish today's video with 3 short snippets of Tesla news that we think you might want to find out more information on. Uber has started sending notifications to customers who are waiting for a Tesla to pick them up, showing them how to get into the car. It appears that Tesla's manually operated flush-fitting door handles on Model 3 and Model Y have been confusing some Uber customers. Tesla has allegedly fired several employees for ordering special glass that was intended for use on a quote-unquote secret project at the company. The firings occurred after Tesla's financing department flagged the order and launched an investigation. The director of the office of the CEO at Tesla is apparently one of those whose job is currently on the line. And finally, as you might know if you're a Tesla owner, the increased numbers of Teslas on the road, combined with an ongoing parts shortage, means that getting service for a Tesla can sometimes be a pain. But according to Elon Musk, there's a new plan in force, training up Tesla technicians to use Formula One pit crew techniques to service Teslas in double quick time. This has resulted in Tesla launching a same-hour service option when possible. That's it for today's roundup. If you like the video, please consider giving it a thumbs up and sharing it with your friends. And don't forget to leave your thoughts below or in our free to join Discord chat room. We'll leave links in the video description. If you really liked today's video, why not leave us a super thanks as well? It's easy to do, and everything you do send our way goes towards helping us make great content. If you haven't already, make sure you've subscribed to this channel and our other channel, Transport Evolved Take 2, and give the bell a gentle ring to be told when our next video goes live. Thanks on behalf of the entire crew go out to every single person who makes this channel possible. That includes those of you who support us on Patreon and YouTube, as well as those of us who just watch the video and share it. If you are a supporter at the charged up level, you'll see your name right here. And if you just joined and your name's not there, don't worry. We currently render the list every week or so, and sometimes it takes a while for those names to populate. Thanks to our self-driving tier supporters, Chris Maxwell, Pedro Miro Pinheiro, Patrick Boyarsky, Bennett Elder, Brian Newton, Dave Kitchen, Michael Goad, Ricky Leon, Andrew Martin, Guido Derhota, Beaufrey Wolf, Tesla in the Gong, Gordon C., Stephen O'Donoghue, Carl Hodgson, Anthony Coates, Regine Fellows, Dan Blair, Jim Burness, Chris Asenta, Chris and Michael Johnson, Peter Dillinger and Denny Hyde, and of course out of this world thanks to our Starman level supporters, Anonymous Freak, Marcel Ward, Reggie Watts, Rory Litwin, Joe Bresney, Reed R., JP Fagerback, Russ, Will Graylin, Matthew Drobnak, Blue Says Hello, Kevin Burrowbridge, John Lyons, Andrew Glenn, Paul Conway, Laura Reynolds, Ellery Hensley, and Ian. If you'd like to be part of that amazing list of awesome people, you can join Patreon at the link below, hit the join button to support us on YouTube, or show us your support through Bitcoin, Ko-fi, or buying something like this t-shirt from our cool swag store. And if you are unable to support us financially, just know that watching the video and sharing it really does make a big difference. Thanks for joining me, and as always, keep evolving.